Alhamdulillah, I'm very happy, very happy and honored to be here with you today. My name is Hassan Hamza. Meambiwa, you've been told about me. And it's my hope and prayer that whenever I go somewhere, I talk to like 500, 400, 3,000 people. My hope and prayer is that one person, bi'idhnillah, listens to whatever I'm saying and takes whatever agrees with them and just puts, even if it's just one thing, bi'idhnillah. And it's my hope and prayer that that person, their life's never the same again. Because someone did that to me one time. I loved when your principal was saying, this school, you are the first, like Form 4 class. I was in class 8, Kibaki had just become president. And akafanya free primary education. That's the only year. Nikiwa primary, nikiwa high school. That's the only year. Nilikaa shule bila kufukuzwa. And when I was going to do my KCPE, my mom hakuwa na pesa ya registration. Na ilikuwa election year. Alienda akaongea na someone that was vying to become an aspirant counselor. That time was called counselor. Not a squeeze ni MCA. Mamangu alienda akaongea na mtu, akampatia hiyo pesa, ndio nika register kufanya KCPE. And when I was doing KCSE, again it was an election year. Na mamangu hakuwa na pesa ya kuregister. And I remember when I finished, because my mom, my elder brother alifika Form 2, akaacha shule. My younger brother alifika class 7, akasema yeye hawezi kuendelea na masomo. But my mom had so much hope in me na masomo that she did all she could ndio mimi niweze kusoma. And I remember alinishika mkono, rafiki yangu, I know what wewe uko hapa hivi, I know. Some of us are here today. You have a friend in Wajir Girls. You have a friend in a school maybe in Garissa. Or mlisoma naye class 8 akaenda school in Nairobi or in Kiambu. And she was your best friend and you would have loved to go with her. Si ni kweli? You would have loved to go with her to that school. And when you came to this school, you hated it. Si ni kweli? I had such a friend that went to a good school in our locality. And mimi nilipelekwa kwa shule yenye nilipelekwa. I look at this school, hata kama mko Wajia, mko na miti. Mimi nilipelekwa kwa shule that was a primary school and it had a high school that was just starting. Na ilikuwa shule ya mabati. Imagine our teachers, they did not have an office. Walikuwa wanakaa kwa ofisi ya walimu wa primary. When I entered the class, you know how many people were in the class? 4 people. Not this class, not one class. The entire school had 4 people. It was just starting. 4 people. I was the 5th one. Hata index number yangu ilikuwa 5. So because mimi ni mwerevu. Because I was the 5th person in the entire school. And our school per term ilikuwa 2,500 shillings a term, not a month. 2,500 shillings a term. Korogocho Glory High School. That means mamangu angekuwa na 30,000 angenilipia mara moja nisome mpaka nimalize. Lakini by the time nikimaliza alikuwa na deni ya 12,000 shillings. For 4 years alimanage kulipa 18,000 peke yake. Nikimaliza shule nikaandikiwa karatasi, mwalimu akaandika akasema I confirm. I still have that paper to date. Imeandikwa iko na letterhead ya Korogocho Glory High School. I confirm that Hassan Hamza was a student in this school and he got this grade and we did not give him the leaving certificate because he has an outstanding arrears of 12,000 shillings na akastamp. Pa! Nikienda kutafuta college naenda na hiyo. Nikienda kutafuta kibarua mahali wanataka mtu amefika Form 4 naenda na hiyo. Juzi, like 2 years ago, when I was an adult, ndio nilienda nikachukua karatasi. So why am I telling you this? They say, don't tell a story. Don't make a point without telling a story. And don't tell a story without making a point. The point I want to make, I know when I look at your faces, na shule ambayo imeanza, I know you would have wished to be somewhere else. I know you would have wished to be with your friend huko. I wish. How I wish. Na si ni ukweli? How I wish life was that soft. Because life is not soft. Life is hard. I was in Nakuru just like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago in Nakuru. And I went to a few schools, and I went to a girls' school. And when I finished speaking to them, I told them, write down some questions that you have. Write down questions that you have. And I got a bunch. Because like us today, if I ask you a question, very few, close to none of us will raise up their hands and ask a question. Because we don't believe in ourselves. Because we think of what other people will say. So this girl gave, the girls gave me a bunch of questions written on these papers. And the first one, the very first one, and I will read some of them. Just weka mkono yako chini mwenzako asijue. If I read something that has ever crossed your mind, I want you to just clap. Sawa sawa? Usijali mwenzako. I want us to know if it's the same issues, because I'm sure it's the same issues. The first question ilikuwa, anasema, sometimes life feels like it has no meaning. And I feel like just ending my life. That was the very first. And it reminded me, there's a time a brother called me, just another Muslim in Nairobi. Akanita niongeleshe mtoto wake. And we sat very nice place, very nice hotel in Nairobi. And they came in a very nice car. Wakaniacha na kijana wao wakaenda. Wakati nilianza kumuuliza, he told me, Ustad, if suicide was halal, I will not be here with you. Kijana mdogo kwa form 2, wazazi wake wanajiweza, they have given him everything ambaye anaweza kuhitaji, lakini yeye is thinking of suicide. The other question mwingine aliniuliza hapo, msichana mwingine pia aliniuliza hapo, akaniuliza, if someone gives you, someone, a boy that you are in a relationship with, gives you money for no reason, is that money haram or halal? Na nilicheka sana hapo, for no reason. Mimi nikuulize hapa hivi Wajia, mwanaume tu wako hapa hivi anaenda na chunga mbuzi ama ako na kashop pale town, akupatie pesa yake for no reason. Mwalimu shaiona? For no reason. Inawezekana? Hapana, si ndio? The reason I laughed, wakati nikienda huko Nakuru, I was reading a book. I love to read. I was reading a book and I found a story hapo just before I went to the school. And it happens coincidentally, very nice. I was reading a book that there was a story hapo, wanasema a king aliita watu wake, the wise people, wale watu wamesoma sana, akawaita, akawaambia, I want you guys to go and come up with the wisdom of ages. Yani the best wisdom of ages. Nile kitu yani wise kabisa, wisdom of ages. The wise people wakaenda wakakaa chini, they wrote a book ya 500 pages. Akasema, I know, king akawaambia, I know, you are the wisest people here. But who will read these 500 pages? Who will read it? Akawaambia, I want you muende muisummarize. Wakaenda chini, wakakaa chini, wakaisummarize mpaka 200 pages. Wakamletea king. King akamwambia, I know you are the wisest people, but hao watu wetu hebu angalieni, watasoma 200 pages. Wakasema kweli. Wakaenda, they sat down and they started summarizing. Mpaka 50 pages, mpaka 10 pages, mpaka they came up with one line. And then they brought the line to the king. And the king said, now, this is the wisdom of ages. You want to know the wisdom of ages? Yeah. It says, there is no free lunch. No free? No. There is no free lunch. So, when I went to speak to these girls, and so many, I know, anafikiria shule haina maana. Kwa nini nisome? Can I pass? Mwingine aliniuliza, can I pass without studying? Can I be successful without school? Those are the questions they were asked. Without kusoma. Those are the questions. And I know most of us here, we've thought about quitting school. We've thought about giving up. We know, I know. Some of the issues tuko nazo. Wazazi wanakuwekea pressure maybe. Wanafunzi wenzako hapa hivi wanakuwekea pressure. Kuna mwenye mmekosana. Wasichana, we are very particular. You want everyone to love you. You want everyone to think you are beautiful. You want everyone. Hiyo ndo sisi wenye sisi tuko. Unataka usikue na haters. Mwingine aliniuliza, what if you have a hater in your class? What if you suspect someone hates you? We want everyone to love us. It never happens like that. This dunya is Darul Ibtila, the home of trials and tribulations. Allah tells us in the Quran, لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي كَبَدٍ. Allah ametuumba, we were created in hardship. What I want you to understand with trials and tribulations, and giving you these examples, that you are not alone. Human beings, we are in such a way that when you feel bad and you see someone else feeling bad also, you don't feel that bad. But ukikuwa ni wewe peke yako, si ndio? At least wewe kama umekuwa heartbroken, alafu jua rafiki yako pia amekuwa heartbroken, mtalia pamoja, si ndio? Lakini kikuwa ni wewe peke yako, ama wewe uko njaa, class yenu mzima mkose kukula lunch, mtasikia vibaya. Lakini imagine class yenu wamekula, wewe peke yako ndio hujakula, si utajichukia kabisa? Anything else ni limited career guidance. And sisi, you want to know, you want to be someone at this age, unaona doctor, you want to become a doctor at this age. Hataki kukuwa na hiyo patience kidogo ya kufikia hapo. And you want to know exactly. Mimi, when I was in school, I did not know I'll become a motivational speaker. I didn't know that I can do team building. I didn't know. But what did I do? I did so many things. They say I was positively ignorant. I did all that I could do, all that I was passionate. And one thing I had from a young age, I love to get money doing something that I'm passionate about. Not just anything, but hata kama nitapata pesa kidogo, but do something that I'm passionate about with me. When the going gets tough, the tougher get going. When the going gets tough, the tougher get. So how do we become tougher? Because listen, since this dunia ianze, you cannot avoid problems. They say in life, you are either in a problem, out of a problem, or headed towards a problem. So how do you change? How do you become a person that is resilient? How do you become a person that knows there's challenges in this world, but I will do no matter what? How do you become a no matter what person? And you guys, as young girls that are growing up in Wajir, na umengangana, umefika class 8, umefika secondary, wewe ni mtu wa maana sana. I'm sure you will know other girls our age out here. Alifika class 6 akashindwa na shule. Si tunajua? I'm sure everyone here knows. Mwingine alifika class 8 akamwea anataka kuolewa. Na mwingine wazazi walimlazimisha. But you are here, wewe uko hapa. It's easy to stay in school. Si ndio? Si ni kweli? Guys, I want you to speak. Si ni kweli? It's not easy to stay in school. Ukae kutoka asubuhi mpaka jioni. Some teachers are boring pia, si ndio? Some lessons are boring, si ndio? For 4 years, jana tukikuwa Wajir Girls, sana moja alisimama wakati nimemaliza, akasema asanteni sana kwa kukuja. Akasema 4 years in school is torture, it's not easy. But wewe uko hapa, clap for yourselves. You've done it. So how do you get from now you are good girls? How do you get to a great girl? How do you change your life? How do you change your family? These are things that I want us to discuss today. How do you become resilient? How do you become a no matter what person? How do you change your attitude? How do you look at life and don't see the obstacles? How do they say the obstacle is the way? The obstacle is the way. There is someone who came to Wajir kitambo na ilikuwa desert na ilikuwa na jua, but aliangalia hapa akaona anaweza kuishi hapa. There is someone who came to here, maybe ilikuwa tu ni miti na mchanga, akaangalia hapa the way it was, and they saw a school. When you look at yourself today, with the problems that you are going through, with the person that you are, with the challenges that you have, with the person that you still are, na bado hujafika mahali. When you look at yourself today, what do you see? That's the thing I want you to look at. That's the thing I want you to see. When you look at yourself, look at yourself 10 years from now. Usiangalie leo na usikie umechoka. Look at yourself 10 years from now. But there are things you need to do today. Wewe, mamangu na shosho yangu walikuwa wananiambia nikiwa mdogo, wananiambia Hassan, hakuna mtu kuwa amekelewa mawe. Which means si tunaishi kwa nyumba ya matope, tuko na shida, chakula kupata ni ngumu, lakini wananiambia Hassan, kutembea mguu tupu leo haiwezi kuzuia wewe kutembea na kiatu kesho. They knew. They didn't go to school, but they knew. They were wise. They knew. That's what I'm telling you today. Being here today, the challenges that you go through, You need to look at yourself and see yourself where you can be 10 years from now, 20 years from now. Ukukue hapa leo wewe ni msichana wa Wajia, shida yenye nyinyi mnapitia, nyumbani maisha ni ngumu. Don't look at yourself today. Look at yourself 10 years, 20 years from now. And if you decide to do the things that you are supposed to do today, a day will come bi'idhnillah that you will do other things that you want to do. Wala hawla wala quwata illa billah. That there is no power and there is no might except from Allah. Wala hawla wala quwata illa billah. For us as Muslims, that is something that we have been told in the Quran, in the Hadith, that we are powerless. Listen, as a young girl, you are powerless, and when we are powerless until we are connected. Listen, I want you to say this with me and say it with passion. I am powerless.
I am powerless.
I am powerless.
I am powerless.
But when I'm connected, to the most powerful, I become empowered.
I become empowered.
Oh, girls of Furaha, that you guys are princesses. You are? Princess. And from today, bi'idhnillah, what you need to start doing is believe in yourself. Start thinking like a princess. Start working like a princess. And start thinking like a... Because if you change, listen, if you change the way you look at yourself, everything else changes. If you change the way you look at yourself, everything else will change. Most of us, so many people hapa Wajia, you look at them, wanachunga mbuzi, wanafanya nini? Wengi, mwenye ako chini, mwenye ako ana kazi, because so many of them, they don't believe in themselves. Wakikuwa shule when they were your age, they did not think that they could do it. Allah has created me for a reason.
Allah has created me for a reason.
Huko nyuma siwasikii. Allah has created me for a reason.
Allah has created me for a reason.
I am here.
I am here
because I deserve it.
because I deserve it.
My ideas matter.
My ideas matter.
My face matter.
My face matter.
I am beautiful.
I am beautiful.
There is no one like me.
There's no one like me.
I can do anything
I can do anything.
I put my mind and effort into.
I put my mind and effort into.
I can learn anything
I can learn anything.
I put effort into.
I put effort into.
I don't need to be perfect.
I don't need to be perfect.
I can just be myself
I can just be myself
because
because
I am who I am.
I am who I am.
I am here
I am here
for a reason,
for a reason.
and I'm learning to love myself.
And I'm learning to learn myself.
I am created
I am created
by the best of creators.
by the best of creators.
If there's anything I want to leave with you, is that you guys know that when you are connected to Allah, the Creator, and you understand the purpose of you being a Muslim, and you know the power of Allah and the power of Islam, and then you start, you start believing in yourself. You be dutiful to Allah and to your parents, and you start looking at yourself. When math is difficult, you say, this math is difficult, but I can do it. When English is difficult, when you don't get the grades that you want, you look at this grade, you tell yourself that these grades are these are not the grades that I deserve. And the third thing I want you guys is to work hard. Give it your best. Most of us as young people, we don't give it our best. We don't do all we can do. We don't do what is necessary. We just do kitu kidogo tu on the surface. We just scratch the surface. When I look at you and I told you, for you ukue hapa leo in a place like Wajia, a young girl like you, ukue hapa uko form 4, you've done, you are here because you deserve it. You've worked hard. But you can do better. There's so much, whatever you have been getting,